So I was going to bring in George Mason, not Davidson, but that one is in a blowout right now in the fourth. It's starting to be. It is 64-43. Davidson or George Mason. Stanford, Virginia Tech on Stanford, 57-50. We have North Dakota down 1 over Robert, 74-73. We got 61-59 North Dakota State over Denver. Florida is blown out Texas A&M. Stormed with especially that second quarter. Big and the low scoring fourth quarter. But Texas A&M can't have. I mean, if Florida can if Texas A&M doesn't score a lot. As long as they have a big quarter like what Florida did in the second quarter. I don't know. Maybe not. And then we have New Mexico State beating Jacksonville State 54-45. We have a bunch of games in the half. Number 7 LSU over Georgia 37-30. On the SC Network, they have 2 SC feature games in the SC Network on Thursdays. And then Washington over Rutgers 42-31. 26-23, minute 53. San Francisco over Washington State 39-30, minute 40 to go. Portland needs San Diego 31-16. Oregon State or St. Clair at the half 30 all. Pacific Memorial minute 27 to go. 25-15. Gonzaga leads St. Mary's with 126 to go. Halftime, UC Irvine blowing out UCal State Northridge 61-17. 25-7 for second quarter. In a 36-10 second quarter. Wow. Irvine just flexing their muscle. I mean, yeah, it should be expected against Cal State, but still. Kind of not as expected, maybe be a 20-point game. Or maybe later in that game. Not this dominant, wow. 44-point lead. Use your side over Long Beach State 37-36. 34-28. Idaho over Northern Arizona. 22-20 Northern Colorado over East Washington. Kenton UTEP 31-29 over Kansas. 8-2 UCLA number 3 UCLA over number 12 Illinois. 14-9 UC Davis over Cal State Bakersfield. 7-5 Sacramento State over Weber State. And then we have, let's bring in Stanford at Virginia Tech here. We'll bring in that one.
Staggered screens off of it. Harris Baker sends it on the side to Rose Mishaw.
And then we'll bring in another game here. We got there's only 2 games I'm showing you right now. No more other ones called basketball. Then we have North Dakota State is going to go 18-9. Or 18, they're going to go 18-9, 8-9, 5 overall. Or Denver. Oh, no. North Dakota is at 17-9 for the Denver goes 18-1-12 so there. And then South Dakota goes 11-17, 5-9. Omaha's 12 and 15, 14. Or it could go 18-9. Maybe. I didn't see if they updated or not. Number 14, Kentucky, 21-4. They beat or go 10-3 SC with 73-65 win. Whereas Purdue goes to 13-15, 2-11 in the SEC. And let's talk about some other games early. There was, should be one. No, there's not. Okay. No, other than those games. Is it so? Okay, there. And then we have, and then we'll go to San Francisco. We'll go to some West Coast Conference games, bring in a few of them. Here we'll bring in, yeah. Or we might bring in a Big West game. We'll see. Let's bring in St. Mary's at Gonzaga. We'll bring in that one. And then we'll bring in, oops. I know I forgot to do. Oops. I forgot to add the tab here. Okay. And then I'll add let's add some competitive West Coast Conference teams. Let's add St. Mary's at Gonzaga. I did it again. Man. Did it again. There we go. And then we'll add maybe conference implications, San Francisco, Washington State. And then we can bring in a Big West game. We'll bring in a Big West game. UC Riverside, Long Beach. We'll bring in that one in the Big West here. And then we'll go to Stanford and Virginia Tech is closer. Then we'll do that. Then we'll go to Jacksonville State and New Mexico State. Then after the EC games, we'll go to SEC. Bring in the SEC network game. But that was a tight one. Till that one gets out of competitiveness. Because that one will probably lose its competitiveness.
Time, only one field goal over the last 3 minutes as we're under 2 minutes to play here in the fourth. A bucket here is big and is short. Carly Wenzel tried to get it up on the glass and nothing there. It almost looked like she lost her footing, and it'll go back to Stanford.
They're going to take a look at it just to make sure the possession is going to stay with what was called on the floor or not. Indicate that. It's a big call.
Rod Creech, Michael Murray, and Lauren.
Reviewing for the out of bounds.
So as you mentioned, reviewing for the out of bounds for all to hear.
Let's take a look at it. I mean, several bodies hit the deck. We're looking at the basketball. It went between the legs. Dimitri right there, and then there were a couple extra taps of the basketball.
You got to credit Dimitri, too. Has been in and out of this ball game, has not really been able to contribute on the offensive side of things, but defensively, even with the 4 fouls, has tried to find ways to impact on that end. 4 blocks tonight.
Yeah, that's major. You know, you don't have Nunu's presence in there as your team's leading shot blocker, so
Well, let's go back to that game. Let's bring in the SEC or the Conference USA game. My bad. We'll bring in the Conference USA game. Jacksonville State at New Mexico State. New Mexico State up 60-47 over Jacksonville State. And this game is a big game for New Mexico State. It's a big one for seeding. Every team makes it to the Conference USA tournament. There's only a handful. No, there's only like last teams who used to have a tour. They had Court A, Court B, and they would actually have like one game start like noon, say one game start like 12:30 Eastern for the women, and they would have two courts going simultaneously. And they did that for the men, so there's one court for semis to the men and women at the same time. And that was when Stadium was showing a lot more women's and men's basketball for college. The Conference USA had to deal with like Fox Sports and the Bally Sports, and the Stadium had some games. And then of the Conference USA tournament, they had one court, and then ESPN Plus had the other court, or it was like, or something, or it was like where Stadium had one court on them, like, and then like Bally Sport, Steam had it, and it might have been on like Bally Sports or Fox Sports, and then it went in their alternate court. So it was like kind of like that, and they would flip to the other court. They flip between the two courts, I'm going to the rest of the second court game. I was sure about the starter game. And then I'm going to go back and show the main game on like the featured court, the main second featured game on the second court. It is in progress, and the rest of that, which is court A. So, yeah. But now they don't, because they have enough for women's or men's. It's like how the Christian tournament, 2 women's, 2 men's each day. Or women's one day. All the women's one day, and then men's on one day. Like some conferences do it. All women's one day, then the next day's all men.
So here we are, the final minutes of this ball game. They can tie here or go ahead, but a foul as Virginia Tech now puts Stanford at the free throw line and in the bonus.
Yeah, Courtney Ogden does a great job with her separation step back and got right into the body.
Free throws very vital for Stanford to close this game. Shooting at 64% on the day. And it doesn't look good for the first one. Courtney Ogden, 68% from the charity stripe this season. Here's a big one. Couldn't connect on the second. Huge free throws for Stanford. Leaves 2 on the board. Still down by 2. Final minute. Winsel able to get it to Baker.
They try to switch everything here and stay present in front of the basketball.
5 on the shot clock and a foul, they're saying. So Shea Ijiwoye picks up her second foul, stops the clock, and will put Virginia Tech at the free throw line.
I was trying to see if that was something that Kate Pay wanted.
With so much time.
I don't know if she wanted that one or not. I think she wanted to play that straight up, but I couldn't really tell. She wasn't signaling for a foul to me.
Yeah, there was 5 seconds on the shot clock. If you want to foul, you would assume that it would be at the beginning of
Before that, yeah.
that shot clock as both free throws go down, and now we have a two-possession game after those two made free throws. Stanford calls a timeout. It will be a full and will be able to advance as well. Both teams in the bonus. 2 timeouts left for Virginia Tech. 2 timeouts for Stanford.
Yeah, and I think for Stanford right here, I don't think you need to go for a three right away. And maybe other people would differ with my opinion on that, but I think you have to go for the sure shot. And I think you have to get downhill. They've done a tremendous job of putting pressure on the paint and getting Virginia Tech in rotation and cross matches, and I think they need to continue with that. Now, if there were 20 seconds or 25 seconds, I may say go for a three, but you have plenty of time
Yes.
here to get a quick score first,
Yes.
right? And then get something in the paint, and maybe you get fouled on that, and that could be your three-point play, or get a quick two and then foul. And I think you can do that as something that's more productive and high percentage at this juncture. That's what I would go for.
And you got the timeouts in your back pocket as well. The thing is getting the ball in bounds. You don't want to blow 2 timeouts here.
Exactly. Well, you're going to double up your information in those huddles,
Yes.
so you know you don't have to burn that next time out.
So what's drawn up for the Cardinal? Looking for their 3rd consecutive win and their 2nd one on the road in ACC play.
I think it's coming to Clardy. Yep, here she is. Taking her high ball screen.
Here comes
DHO.
Clardy.
Yep.
Gets the edge and the bucket right on cue.
Oh, that was tough. That clock.
And a timeout actually before the ball was taken out of bounds. So they'll be able to advance it. And if there was any confusion of taking the ball out or dribbling or anything, they wouldn't have been able to advance it.
Oh, this was surgically executed by Stanford right there on the ATO, the after timeout. Clardy gets a full head of steam downhill and gets right to the rack and thought she got tagged on the arm. Said she may be able to get that three-point play, and it looked like she was motioning that she got touched up there.
And I do believe she did. A new career high for Miss Chloe Clardy.
Yeah, but look at how much time is left. Look, that was a smart read by Stanford and Kate Pay and her staff to get that set up. It doesn't matter what the whiteboard says. You better go out and execute, set the right screens, make sure that DHO, that dribble handoff is on point and right in her hands and connect with her.
Very well done out of the timeout for Stanford. We'll see if the Hokies almost coughed it up and does. Stanford forces the turnover. Carly Wenzel couldn't keep her hand on it. And a turnover with just a couple of ticks off the shot clock gives it back to Stanford, who will advance it off the timeout.
But one thing you don't want to do is throw into that coffin corner, right? Where you're dancing between the backcourt and the sideline as more barriers of defense for you, if you will. That's just a tough place to enter the pass. Oh, man. Look at this. You have zero space to operate. Oh, my.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, boy. And that's why you can't. I mean, I know you don't want to burn your time out there. And I don't think it was close to 5-second call. I think you send her back the other way. If I have the ball, like, don't get away from here. I'm gonna give it to you with like inches to deal with in terms of space.
So Stanford back in the same situation as Chloe Clardy can build on her new career high.
Same play.
Same play at the rim and rolls it in. Ties this ball game, and Virginia Tech will call their final timeout to advance.
Clardy said, run that back. Run the same play, and I got you. And she actually did. And that was just magnificently executed by the Stanford Cardinal. Look at little dribble, handoff. Clardy scoops this one in. with the right hand on the left side because Baker was shadowing her with those long limbs, but it didn't matter. She smoothed that one off the window and it snuggled home to tie this big game up. I mean, 63. Oh, that was such a major play, Angel. Listen, that was tough. And if it's not broke, you don't have to fix it. Run the same thing and take it straight to the rack.
Stanford is outscoring Virginia Tech 23-16 here in the fourth quarter. Chloe Clardy,
And yeah, so this is interesting line focusing on Stanford at Virginia Tech. Well, the other games aren't at halftime. There's no 8:30 Eastern time window games, which sometimes you might see. Sometimes you see, but there is none really on right now. A lot of the games are in the second quarter. They're going in the third quarter, so. They're going into quarter three, so not really any games really here. Otherwise, I would show some of the games that are on in the second, or a little bit here. Using timeouts at least.
Virginia Tech 16. Can they build on it here? The
That
final
pass.
few seconds.
That lollipop pass almost went the other way.
Offensive foul. Carly Winsel
Yeah.
extended that left arm.
She did. In the open floor.
We have to credit Shea Ijuwoye for what she has been on the defensive end in the second half.
She has been dogging with her defensive end. Look at her hand, just staying in the way, being pesky, and she's like, hey, you can't do that.
Stanford could win this ball game with the bucket here.
See if they run that same set.
Why not? Chloe Clardy, it's her time. She's working with 5. Has not led since the first bucket. Chloe off the glass and couldn't get it to go. So we got extra minutes here at the Castle.
Oh my. Listen, they played better defense there, couldn't get the pass to that elbow to get that dribble handoff action that was successful on 2 possessions consecutively to tie this game up. So they set that screen right there at the elbow instead, and she tried to maneuver and get downhill with it. Had to take a tough shot at the buzzer.
Virginia Tech did not score the last.
And we'll take a look here at some of the scores now here. And we'll go back to the overtime a little bit later. But let's take a look at some of these scores on right now here. In the women's college basketball world here. Very interesting game. So obviously, the end of the game is always interesting with number 6 LSU down, up 6 on Georgia only. Washington trying to get in the Big Ten tournament pretty much, but to get a first 4 bid, they're going to have to win a few games. Can they get a first 4 bid, or will they be WBIT worthy? They're on the bubble of first 4 WBIT, first 4 out, depending on which bracket you read. They're like kind of on that bubble. They're 30, 51, or last 4 buys. Like, I don't know if they're last 4 buys, right? First 4 in, for last 4 in, first 4 out in that category. So we'll see if they're a WBIT worthy team or they're NCAA tournament team as a first 4 team. We have 51-38 Washington over Rutgers, 33-31 Washington State over San Francisco, 44-40 Portland over San Diego, 36-26 Oregon over Santa Clara, 35-33 Pacific over Lamar, 33-23 Gonzaga over St. Mary's, 74-22 UC Run over Kelsey Northridge, 48-42 UC Merced over Long Beach, and still the bench for UC Run playing in the second half look probably. And man, so there are 13 fouls for him in the third quarter. Wow. 11 in the for UC in that third quarter score, make it 48-44. Northern Arizona 41-35 on 9 and Idaho, a 5-14 third, 4:47 third. In what's turning out to be a little bit lower scoring, the second quarter was a little bit lower scoring. The third was trying to go out to like the first quarter, which 28-26 with 4:37 in the third. West Kansas State up on Utah, 37-36 with 5:07 in the third. Number 25 Illinois down to number 3 UCLA, 29-15, 39-22 UCS and Cal State Bakersfield, 15-13, and now it's becoming a lower scoring game. It's 4:20 in the second. No score. Timeout. TV timeout. In a minute and 1 seconds in. No score. And then 10-7. UC Santa Barbara and Cal State 14-59 the first. 8-all between Idaho State Portland State with 60 in the first. 66-50. Davidson defeats George Mason at home. Gets a huge win over George Mason. And then Oral Roberts 83-80 over North Dakota. And then Florida 74-50 over Texas A&M, 66-47. New Mexico State beats Jacksonville State in the Conference USA.